Hey everyone, it's Tara, and I'm actually recording from my bed next to my sleeping daughter. I wanted to record a couple of guest episodes this week because my kids are on spring break, but life had other plans. So I am trying my best to lean into that instead of scrambling and stressing and worrying about, oh my God, I had so much to do. I wish I had done more, blah, 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 and just accepting that this is what it is. I have no idea if you are going to be able to hear her snoring next to me. She is asleep next to me right now. Hopefully, this audio is good. I am recording from a little mini mic on my phone, so this is a little experiment too. Basically, I did blog about it on teatimetara.com/blog, where I had a flare-up that started on Sunday. And now I'm wondering if the flare-up was triggered by getting a cold, because everyone in the house has the sniffles. So I don't know if that is allergies kicking our butts or if it is something else. Nobody else has been as sick as I was, so I'm thinking that whatever it is, it's either allergies, like I said, or it just really took me out because of how exhausted I was. One of the things about flare-ups for me is that when it's really severe, it's hard for me to even walk. So I live in a house with lots of steps, and I have to walk up and down the steps just to get food from my bedroom. So it's a lot. And my legs shake when I walk down the stairs. And when I'm walking back up the stairs, it feels like they are weighted, and every joint in my body feels like it's on fire. And there's also like a deep ache throughout my entire body. It's like really hot. And what's weird is that sometimes when I feel that heat, it's not even a fever. It doesn't cause a fever. It just causes heat to radiate off of my body. One of the things that my partner talks about very often is how, like, when we're sleeping, I am radiating so much heat that sometimes he feels like he has to get away from me because I'm so warm. But anyway, check out the blog where I talked a little bit more about what happened. And yeah, anyway, that's that on that. It takes a few days to recover from because even when my joints aren't feeling so awful anymore, every day I live with, I would say, like mild to moderate discomfort in specific joints that are more affected. So my psoriatic arthritis specifically impacts my hips, my knees, and my lower back, mostly on the right side. And apparently that has to do with some disc issues that I have, but TBD, because I just started physical therapy, and that's what the physical therapist is thinking right now. I've been really trying to be present with my daughter, and that's been tough just because there's always so much to do. And when I'm home, I feel like, I mean, we moved here. So for context, me and my partner moved in together in December, and it was just a really crazy time to do that because holidays and my daughter's birthday, and just like everything kind of happened really fast, and we didn't really get to, even though like I unpacked, I do have a lot in storage because there's just not enough space for everything. I got rid of a lot of stuff, but it's just a smaller space. So there's been a lot of adjustment there with trying to figure out how to fit things without it being completely cramped and disorganized and chaotic. And it's gotten disorganized and chaotic in some areas. So that then, as most of you probably know, when things are really cluttered or disorganized in your home space, it makes you feel more overwhelmed and stressed. And I just can't bear that. So I've been really trying to focus on figuring out ways to utilize my space more efficiently. So I spent a lot of time, I feel like, doing that this week. I don't know, I feel like I did nothing and I did a lot all at once. I'm so exhausted. It is 9:30 and I just feel so wiped out. But I did want to hop on and record something because I feel like I didn't just want to leave you guys completely hanging. I figured that it would be a good opportunity to just kind of like give a glimpse into what is going on in my life so that you guys can get to know a little bit more about me. The other thing about doing all of this organizing and stuff is that since I'm not in my regular get my daughter up for school and go to work or come back home and work routine because I work hybrid, I can't remember whether or not I've taken my medication, and I haven't refilled my pill organizer because I have like removable days and I'm missing one day. And so, for whatever reason, I'm being really stubborn and not refilling all of them except for that one. I'm just holding out, and it's really messing me up. So, not taking Adderall when I'm trying to focus and be productive has been very difficult too. So, I have to figure out better ways to do that too. I guess that's it on like personal updates because I don't want to be like making this a whole journal thing. But yeah, it's just been hard. And it makes me realize how we all have so much on our plates all the time and how it can make us feel guilty when we're not doing things or when we have obligations and plans change or we have to pivot. And I'm learning that I have to, and we all should give ourselves grace and be patient because we can't do everything and eventually you will burn out. So it's better to take it easy, give yourself a mental health day or a day off or whatever your self-care looks like, do that. I feel like I can talk a lot more about some self-care tips in the future, but essentially, like, really giving yourself whatever you possibly can, even if it's stealing 5 minutes, like sitting in the car in peace and quiet before you go inside after work, or those little tidbits of things like listening to a podcast or an audiobook or reading a book before bed. For me today, it was lighting a candle, was also going on a little girls' adventure. It was only like an hour long thing with my daughter because we were helping a friend out who needed some help because they were hurt and had some obligations. So I spent my day helping a friend out. But yeah, we took some girl time and that was really nice. Just enjoying her. She's 6 and so it's such a great age. It's so, I don't know, seeing the world through a 6-year-old eyes is really wonderful. How delighted she is in the smallest things and how silly she can be about absolutely nothing. How she just finds joy in things that seem so frivolous and unimportant. It's just so wonderful because, again, to kind of go back to being easy on ourselves and, everything, life is so heavy. Life can be so heavy. And I do feel very, very blessed to have this little ray of sunshine. And I know that that's so cliche, but it's true. She is a little ray of sunshine, even when she is a complete pain in my ass. Because if people tell you that their kids aren't a pain in their ass, they're lying. Kids can be assholes. That's just part of the deal. But I'll take it because she reminds me all the time to smile and to laugh and to be silly. And I'm really grateful for that. The other thing that I did want to talk about was what's coming up. So, me and Frankie will be doing another episode together, at least one more. He has a couple of stories and experiences that he would really like to share and that I would love to share with you all. So, I'm really looking forward to that. He's actually been nudging me a little bit to get recording, but life has just been too crazy this week. So, thank you, Frankie, for staying on me. I'm just doing my best to be a little bit easy on myself and find balance in all of it. The other thing is that I do have a little surprise mini series coming up that I will share more about once we get the ball rolling with that. I'm going to be having my dad on as a guest. There are so many things that we could talk about that I haven't really decided what to do or where to go, or if I should just sit down with him and record and see what happens. I feel like that could be pretty crazy, and it could be great, it could be terrible, but I don't know if I should do any prep for that or if I should just have like a real sit down chat with my dad. My uncle, who is a veteran, I feel like that'll be a really great conversation for us to share with you all. He is like an older brother to me almost because we're relatively close in age, like close enough to be siblings. So yeah, he's been an important man in my life, and he also has had some really wild life experiences, and he has overcome a lot of adversity. And so I would really love to share some of his story with you all. I have two friends, one good friend who is a small business owner. She started her own business, and her parents are immigrants. And so we're going to be talking about what that has been like, what her journey has been like. I also have a friend. She is a now friend before she was an ex-boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. And she is a new one who I have not had on yet. And there are also a ton of things that we could talk about. And so we have just been trying to figure out our schedules so that we can just kind of have a chat and fine tune what we're going to talk about. Because again, there's so much. I mean, we could talk about relationships, but then she also has a lot of her own stuff and her own journey and experiences outside of the shitty relationship that we both experienced. So those are just a few. I do have some returning guests from previous seasons planned, and so it's going to be a really exciting season upcoming. I am going to be doing more live episodes. I will be doing another one in May. I have to choose my guest and pick my date, and so I'll keep you guys posted when that is all sorted out. But the little one is stirring, so I am going to end this. But please follow along on Instagram at teatime.tara. I post a lot of updates there. I also post a lot on the Facebook page. I believe it's just Tea Time with Tara podcast. You can listen to previous episodes last season and the last two episodes of season 2. Check out my merch on teatimetara.com. I am so looking forward to recording upcoming episodes and sharing people's stories with you. I'm really excited for this new chapter of Tea Time with Tara. I feel like this has been a really exciting journey, and I feel like I'm finally finding my groove here, but it's taken a little bit for me to kind of get back into it. Also, if you or someone you know would like to be a guest on the show, please reach out to me. I would love to connect with you. I am always looking to share new stories and connect with people. I make friends everywhere I go, specifically because I just love to chat and love to connect with people and hear their stories. So that's it for today. Drink your tea, speak your truth, and don't take anyone's shit. Bye.